in Canada? Okay. And how many people think making money is really important? Okay. And anybody has experience dealing with anxiety, mental health, you know?
Yeah.
Falling asleep.
Yeah.
All in Canada.
All right, okay. So I know what to do. It's not me. The roadmap. So while this is being set up, okay, that's good. Do I get to change? It lends money to people who need bridge loans. Bridge loan means that you need money because you haven't sold an asset, you're purchasing something, or short term, you haven't sold your commodities and you need cash flow to pay your employees. So they're looking for money, and banks don't lend there. So you need to convince somebody why they should lend you. So that's a really nice place. We charge really high interest, or we solve people's problems. The other thing is, which I'm going to get into a little further with my other slides, we look at companies that potentially we could not be a shareholder, but benefit from their upside. So we look at their business plan, they look at their inventory, possibilities of giving a loan secured, but if they fail to pay us, we take shares or we take control of the company. I know that well because for the past 40 years, I've mixed this thing together. So the first outlook is, most people think a bit selfish when they get into business. It's a bit of a me, you know, how can I take advantage of the situation? They don't think win-win. That doesn't take you far. It might get you from A to B, it doesn't get you home. Putting good money after bad money. That's, again, emotional investing. You've done something that is failed, is not doing well. You keep throwing money at it in the hope that this will be good. It's like investing in a bad, toxic relationship. You just hope for better. Spend time, it's not going to go anywhere. So don't spend good money after bad money. My lesson in Canada. And then we come from a highly emotional society, so friendships are important, handshakes are important, you know, family is important. Your cousin is a crook, wants money, you give him money because it's my cousin. So you really need to audit your emotions, and you need to audit how you go and invest, and forget the past. Like don't just continue living in the past. Fact check. People come with amazing proposals. You know, oh, I have this idea, I've got this application, I've got this real estate investment, and you trust people before doing a complete due diligence. Do your due diligence. That's a big, big no-no and a good cause of failure. When you haven't checked your facts, you walk into a trap, and then you wake up one day and realize, oh my God, I should have really gone to a lawyer, checked my contract, signed a piece of paper that I read. How many people don't read paper and they sign? That people have purchased a property they couldn't afford. And then that puts so much pressure on them, then they start not to becoming a functional, productive member of the society, because that anxiety slows you down. Anxiety takes energy. That energy should not be wasted on mistakes. And sometimes you need to let go, even in business. Dealing with financial losses. I mean, I don't know how many of you ever had a bad finance that you went home and you couldn't sleep for 2 days. Anybody here? It's a bad feeling. It really puts you into a mood that I cannot describe. And I see a lot of that in my clients because they made a bad decision and they cannot live with it. I lent to a public company. They had medical clinics and they were in cannabis business. And a few years ago, cannabis was big in Canada. Companies were just doing amazing. Some of these companies are now bankrupt. So if you invested in any of them, most of them, your shares are, you're lucky if it's a tenth of its original value. So I lent money into a series of medical clinics that was in the cannabis. The company went public at $50 million. Raised quite a few $1 million for the startups that are thinking big and want to go to the public. 3 main categories. It's your social rewards. Marriage, friendship, relationship. If you're happy, you translate that happiness into relationships. You get feedback from those relationships. Work outcome. When you're happy, you're more creative. You're more forceful. That improves your output in a business. And again, as an entrepreneur, when you greet your customers with a smile, when you portray that energy, that happiness translates into better work outcome, including your teammates. And personal benefits. Health. When you're happy, your immune system works better. You're prone to better balance. You're prone to better style of life. So, hey, don't deny yourself happiness. It's out there. It's free. Yes. All right, some more reasons. The thing I like about happiness is it doesn't cost you money and it's a zero-sum game. That means that if I am happy, I'm not taking away from your happiness. And it's contagious. You translate happiness into people. When you're happy and you walk into a room, you're happy, you're in a relationship, that happiness gets translated. I put a saying from Buddha and I really like it. Literally one person could change the life of many people with positive energy. Because you never know who could use that little positive energy as a boost. Because they might be that day not in a good mood. A little smile, a little compliment, something positive, going to make them feel a little bit better. Just imagine you're helping somebody feel a little bit better. Is that a bad thing? Are you willing to do it? Make it a practice in life. You are responsible for your happiness. It's not your mom, it's not your partner, it's not your boss. You're in charge of it. So go find out what makes you happy, the trigger points that stop you from making happy, and work on it. This awareness is important and people need to spend time on themselves. So take it as a personal mandate, a personal responsibility. And I'll come back to this a little bit later. So when I initially came, that was my main topic. It's not so much about a strategy, it's about making a strategy work. And I owe this whole concept to Professor Roberts, which passed away. He was when I was doing my doctorate, he was my professor at Edinburgh Business School. An amazing man. And he said, don't worry too much about a strategy. Think about, could you make that work? Because we could all come up with amazing stories, the startup ideas, inventions. A lot of people fail to make them work because you need a system, a process of thinking. I'm going to give you a little bit of break. I'm going to go to the last slide. I think it's maybe not a bad time to show it. So you wake up a little bit and then I carry on because that topic is important. But one question, how many people here play poker? Oh my God, really? So how do you spend your spare time? What do you do? I'm sure you do your own chess. Oh, that's boring.
Dancing.
I was at the resort and we're teaching how to mix drinks. So.
Hello, coming to you from Cascais in Portugal near a casino, and I thought it's a great opportunity to discuss lessons that I have learned in life from playing poker and vice versa, lessons that poker has taught me about life. Well, it's not really simple and it hasn't come cheaply to me. It's almost 40 years of experience I'm sharing with you, and it hasn't been cheap, I could tell you that much. But I tell you as well, it's been fun and it's been exciting. Poker is becoming very popular nowadays. It's crossing boundaries, it's crossing age barriers, religion, gender. Like there's so many wonderful ladies that now play this game. And I think partly it's because it reflects so much the attitude and the characteristics that we have in life, all combined in a very exciting short intervals, rather than spending 80 years to experience all this excitement, anxiety, and drama. You could do it in a very short few hours with your friends, with your enemies, or with people you don't know, whether it's the setting is online, or it's in your house, or in a casino. First thing I want to discuss in respect with poker is the process of decision making. Challenges in life, how things are progressing, and